All right, let's get to the mail. We got a lot. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of punk emails too. So,
Mm-hmm.
uh, first, this is interesting because I got a text message yesterday. It says you
Right,
have to see the Gravity match this past weekend.
right.
Okay,
I saw it. Yeah.
and
Collision.
this is our first email from Jake Decker, and the subject is question. I'm not sure if you've covered Gravity's Botch Fest against the House of Black on the November 25th edition of Collision, but I think Tony Khan is doing Gravity a disservice by putting him on live TV when he obviously isn't ready. Conan, would you consider using him in AAA to get more seasoning?
Can I ask you a question? Did you see that gravity
No, I've not
match or
seen it yet.
no?
I watch my wrestling when I go to work on Wednesday.
All right. So it was him and Commander against Buddy Matthews and Malachi Black. All right.
Mm-hmm.
He had one high spot. In the high spot, and there was a moment where was very awkward where the veteran tried to get it back into play. Then the very next high spot he did something up there again, and towards the end of the match he put something up, and it wasn't huge, but it was noticeable. And to me, it's like the only reason he's there because I know Tony has never heard of him is because he's Bandito's brother. Yeah, just because Bandito's talent did not just you know jump over to him. The guy's still green. I've said it from the beginning. There's my proof. I said that when he first came in. I was like, "What's this guy even doing here?" Because I used to watch him in Mexico, and as a matter of fact, Bandito once asked me to put him in a show as a favor, and he was not that good. Um, uh, what was it? And here's another thing: Tony's in the gorilla position. Is he not seeing what's going on? Um, uh, he this is a what did he ask something at the end? Would I bring him to AAA or what was it? For seasoning or
For
something?
seasoning, yeah, would
Yeah.
you use them?
All right. First of all, I didn't come out of AAA. Okay. The only way I would bring him in if Tony asked me, which he's never asked me before, and and I would not bring him to AAA for seasoning because for what? He's not my responsibility. He didn't come from us. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So this is the next one is about QT Marshall. It's from Mark Montanoro. We already talked about it though, but I'll just read the email anyway.
Right.
Conan Disco with QT tweeting that he's leaving AEW and listing many of his roles within AEW. Do you believe that his contract is coming up on renewal, and he either knew he wouldn't be offered a new one, or he has a better option? I don't remember seeing anyone listing roles and backstage accomplishments before they left the company. Side comment: Harry Ruiz has been great and enjoy hearing him. Big improvement over Baby Billy, who sword fights under the covers with his brother, and Larry drinks a cup of nut in the morning. Dallas. Uh, and he just had that. He showed the tweet that QT tweeted. Basically said, everybody saw that, so we don't have to repeat that. But we already talked about QT Marshall. So next
Yeah.
one is right,
So just so the guy knows, at the beginning of the show, we talk about him.
right. Next from LT Greenwood, subject is mysterious mist. Greetings, fellows. Since the first time I saw the Great Mood in the early '90s, I'm wondering what is that? What is in that mist? Have you been misted? Does it sting any? Thanks. I have no clue what's in the mist. To be honest with you, I've never
Okay.
had the mist
First,
before.
first of all, why would it sting? This is not supposed to be a shoot. It ain't like he mixes it up with acid.
Right.
Where you're supposed to sell it like it stings. All it is, because we have a guy that uses mist. His name is Drago, and the new Drago. I had to show him how to do it. And basically, all you're doing is you're getting food coloring, mixing it with water, and then you try it out to get the best texture, and you put it inside of either a balloon or a condom, and when you're ready to spit it, you put it in your mouth, bite it, and go. Boom.
This next one's interesting. It's from Fluff Martinez. Subject is PG Punk returns to WWE. What's up, K100? Love listening to podcasts while I'm at work. Love how y'all keep it 100 and don't. But my question is to Disco. I remember you making a bet with Joe for $100 to Punk wouldn't show up to WWE before the year is over. Well, he came back. So are you paying Joe that 100? Because I hope you don't pay Joe. Just keep burying him like y'all do. And also, there is some way we can suspend Joe for a week.
Let's just
Comment
guys.
about that. Let's just suspend Joe. Do you want to suspend Joe? And I'm this guy makes a good point. He says it looks like the fans don't want me to pay, and I don't want to really fans. So should I?
That's
not
only
pay?
one. That's one guy. I've had 25 people on Twitter talk about it. I know you saw them. So.
Well, this guy said that I shouldn't pay. Just keep burying him. Kono,
Yeah.
what do you think about this emailer? Should we this guy says keep burying Joe.
Yeah,
Maybe
well,
suspend
that's
him
always
for a
going to
week.
happen.
There's
You
no
don't got to
doubt about
tell me that. That's
Right.
par for the course. But let me
Right.
just say, Joe, for whatever reason, okay, has been sometimes showing up very late. We've given him things like, "Hey, have your wife wake you up," or stuff like that. Goes one ear, goes out the other. Just like all the notes I tell him to write. And then when I ask him, "Hey, did you do this?" He goes, "Oh yeah, I did it. Yeah. Well, you show notes, but you obviously don't read them. So I mean, you know,
It could be crossword.
I guess he writes them. So in the moment, he appeases us. When the show's always like, I got other to do. Why even write? Dude. So I think, and let him get back on. I'll tell him what my punishment is going to be
Yeah.
in the future.
Now, while we're waiting for Disco, were you watching Survivor Series somewhere live or no?
No, bro. Let me tell you, when I'm on the road, I disconnect 100% because I'm working,
Yeah.
and I'm like kind of a workaholic.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm making sure everything's good, tweaking, putting out fires, being a babysitter, being a psychiatrist.
Oh no, the reason I asked is because
That's what I like to do, right?
Yeah.
Right, but
But you would have been at WrestleCade during Survivor Series, is what I was asking, right? Or still in town, maybe there, or maybe you left.
What was I doing at night, bro? At night, everybody gets together in the lobby. They're drinking until the bar closes,
Yep.
and then you have another section. I'm sure there's people that stay in their hotel room, but most people, they haven't seen each other in years, right? They want to
That's
reminisce.
cool.
Hey, I'll meet you
Yeah.
at the bar, right?
Yep.
Like, I don't know where. What's this guy showed up out of nowhere? I don't know where Cabo Guerrero showed up from, and he was like, "Hey, man, how you doing?" And blah blah blah. And I went and I saw him at the bar. And then after that, I went outside, and a lot of people are smoking outside.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't in the mood to like, hey, let me run up and find. I'm sure somebody was watching it somewhere, but to me, this wasn't a big deal.
Yeah.
The only time that I'll break from work to watch something big is like a UFC fight, but wrestling, no.
Okay.
Even though I will say this, I did do it that one time. Remember when you came to eat with us?
Oh yeah, we
And
watched him debut.
you refused to pick up the tab,
Right.
and you were crying when CM Punk came out. I was like, come on, dude.
I had weird allergies out in Vegas. That's all it was. Remember my eye?
Right.
So
Yeah.
you were going to say your ruling on the $100 bet, Conan?
Oh, so my ruling is, Disco, you know how Joe has been late, hard to find, a lot of times.
Right.
Next time he does it, then we will suspend him.
Oh, I like that.
And here's the best
pay Joe,
part.
but here's the best part about the
Here's the
$100.
best part of it. The best part is, I guarantee you it'll happen again.
Well, here's the best part about it. Let me tell you the best part.
Yeah.
I think one of the guys in the Discord, Larry Stan Hansen, all right, he lost $250 to me because Ronald Acuna was the MVP. So I can just take the $250 that the guy got, give Joe the 100, and I'm still up $150 over the Discord.
Well, that would be a first for you because you've lost 2 bets with me and you've reneged on both. So good luck with that, Joe.
I never
lost. Yes, you
And
lost a Super Bowl bet. You lost a Super Bowl bet. Yes, you did, bro. It's recorded. How can you say no? Do you want me to make Joe look for it?
Conan picked the Eagles.
If he finds it, will you pay me the money? Wait.
The recording was doctored.
This is how you know. This is how you know I'm right, Joe.
I won the next bet. There was another bet that I won.
You lost it. You doubled down and lost both. Okay,
it's not true,
Joe. If I need you to find that and it's hard, I'll split the money with you. But if I find this, Disco, you better pay up. You make enough money. make enough money. You even said it. You didn't want to say the total because it was probably big, and you don't want to get accosted somewhere. But you said you make good money on tips at Sapphires, besides your normal salary. So yeah.
All right,
January 2018. I should be able to find it pretty easily.
next one's from R.
That was quick.
Next one's from R. Subject is Ryback, now or never. Hello again, K100. Recently, Ryback put out on social media that if CM Punk returned to the WWE, he'd retire. I followed his channel enough to know he was most likely trolling, which he was. Right away, his detractors respond with "Go away" or "No one will hire you." My question: even though Ryback has stated he's still not medically cleared to wrestle, shouldn't he be doing more to get himself out there, such as more guest spots on indie shows or go to smaller companies like TNA or NWA and just cut an in-ring promo? In the past, he said WWE or AEW are his only preferences. What would y'all recommend in order to generate a buzz around his return to the ring? Sincerely, and that's from R. Furley. I don't know.
Let me just say this real quick, Joe.
Come back Tony, a couple steps.
Conan, every time you walk out of the room, it goes staticky.
Just when you're a certain distance. Yeah, you're good now.
Yeah.
All right, my bad. Can you hear me?
Yeah, no,
a little bit closer.
Okay. So I'm just getting water. But here's the thing. I have a question for Joan Disco. Does this guy say in the letter that Ryback is injured?
Hey, he's hurt. He's still not medically cleared to wrestle.
Still hurt? What was wrong with him?
Bad shoulder problem.
But it's been that long? Why doesn't he get surgery? Is he trying to maybe rehab it? What?
I think he did, and he's still rehabbing. Yeah.
Okay, because he's been out for years, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's had other problems to his back and stuff and everything. So.
Okay.
Yeah. Remember, he his leg bad before he ever had his run. So.
Okay. So what were you going to say, Disco? I'm sorry.
Nothing. I have no comment on this except Ryback. Yeah,
you were saying something and I cut you off.
What was I saying, Joe?
The guy asked.
Oh, he needs to go. If he only wants to go to AEW or WWE, that's the only. He can't do anything about it. I mean, he's at the mercy of those people to hire him. You know. So this guy's trying to say he should make more of a name for himself and get on the Indies and TNA and Impact's like, no, you didn't want to. You know, so.
Well, they set, and not that these guys are the same or they get the same deal, but TNA offered Punk a big money deal. So something's going. I mean, they have money. Obviously, they're owned by a big corporation. They have TV. I'm sure if they wanted Ryback, it would be a good deal for him. Why wouldn't he want to go there? You know.
Right.